Why step into my world? Có ai vào chưa vậy? Của cha và yêu không nói một lời, không khóc không cười, chỉ quấn theo chiều gió đưa. Không thể nào có người trong kênh chat. Đợi tí đi, tôi sẽ kiểu đỡ mặt sau vài giây nữa kiểu tôi đã có post lên có nhiệt.
Ông fucking Christ, tôi nhận ra là nãy giờ tôi giáp một đoạn không nghe gì. Nhưng mà thôi, nhân tiện là có kiểu một hai người xem rất ý. Nhưng mà không quan trọng đúng không? Một hai người xem ở đây.
Technology to describe future ability to alter the location of a life cycle event. What prefer our organism to be just right, which means when too hot or too cold. The conditions of climate change. Temperature can differ changing. What the fuck? I get you. coi bướm vào thời gian rảnh nó là thiếu chuyên nghiệp còn gì nữa, nó là nghiệp dư. Nhưng mà nếu mà bạn cứ làm một cái việc kiểu trong thời gian rảnh của bạn thì ai sẽ gọi bạn là chuyên nghiệp. Ừ, that's the whole dilemma. Together people được lấy từ no blue. The no blue.
Comment 1: chào bạn Minh Phạm channel nha. Những kiểu anh này hay xem hay xem cái buổi chiều buổi chiều rồi. Nghe giọng suốt anh này gay quá. Không, nhưng mà ý ngày nào đi cu thầy có thể tôi bị lừa và có thể lừa một cái bẫy gì đấy là không người nào. Ít chỗ rồi.
Miku. YouTube đề xuất cái gì thế này? Cái gì đến sao anh bạn này?
Video là có thật. Thật tại anh bạn để avatar Fubo lên, anh bạn theo dõi ấy, mới bị đề xuất cái video của Fubo như này.
Rồi mẹ đi cho được cái video. Ngoài tập video rồi có thêm tập đúng quân. Unacceptable. Cái kim nhận luôn. Breath is a rapid moving food for home material. Rồi thế sau tôi có thể thích Watashi has Bro.
YouTube Premium là trải nghiệm xem YouTube không quảng cáo và cho phép phát trong nền, dùng thử miễn phí 1 tháng.
In my arms, the very days that I'm gone.
fucking fry nhà tôi làm biến vãi. Chưa biết. Ê, không phải không? Rồi ra cái link breathing need transportation. Giờ đi được transport luôn. Rồi. Nghe bài này nó kênh đã bị bóp điên bóp cùng. Đâu nhỉ, thực sự là cái đoạn transportation rồi để chữa bệnh như pháp hợp không chữa bệnh. Thể mũi C là liên quan đến những cái ấy. Ở đâu này nữa thì hai cái nào vấn đề kiểu vấn đề rồi được một tí. Beautiful curve. Nothing. Come on, mày đánh cái gì vậy?
áp quyền áp quyền áp quyền ít thôi. Giáp quá nhiều. Áp quyền Julie Hunter, Julie Arjun và Parajit Time này. Mong là cái bài nhà tôi mở cho để các bạn tiếp tục phần tiếp thêm vào đấy. Không bây giờ tôi nghe nhạc này đâu. Các kể cả trẻ con bây giờ cũng không nghe nhạc này chả sao. Chả tôi của ta thật. Clip đây. Tôi chết rồi cái bọn đánh máy siêu tệ đúng không? Nautilus còn có một cầu quay xong. Có nhiều thứ để lôi ra nhưng là khoáng sản nói khoáng nhé. Uầy, đó là 7 đấy 6 không có 5 không? Không có 2 cái. Giờ ông áp thử để nói gì? Chỉ có 7. Có một cái gì đấy đây là do không để bị cái ven. Ok, tôi không muốn đặt cái ven. Và tôi cắt đi cút yêu đi hàng thời cút thử có nó cái gì Nipsey này ông nhớ Trung Quốc mà chỉ biết
Nó nói với người dân là tôi của ai rồi, không ai để trở đình nữa. Hay rồi, tất cả. Ok. Nó lửa. Sao thử được. Đây. Đây là listen. Nhưng để tôi cần phải có, tôi cần phải bảo đảm chính là không thi được bọn này đâu, bọn này đánh bánh như kia giái khu. Mở sách ra đâu anh, đây là 8 7 trọ nhí cu bạn có thể gọi thì củ bù heo bù thai hay những gì có wifi. Necessary. Ok. Thời gian giờ nhưng đã xong rồi không? Vẫn còn em còn lâu. After that rồi ăn theo thích gì thích gì một cái gì cái mồi tôi đã thích cái gì thật là tôi không nói trong mọi người tôi không chơi nghĩa là ai phải có công việc lộn lên. Đang lại nói chuyện quá lắm rồi quay thử làm gì ở trong đoạn đầu tiên. Có một cái ngộ nhận phổ biến rằng có những người cái kể ngay từ đầu Phước rồi đấy nhỉ, Lướt là là tàn vậy. Theo lần đi là ngay từ đầu đã thấy rõ ràng và sẽ tới strong impose to compete against each other for resources to obtain the power session. Okay, this is a tie to one issue because we have ulterior move. If we are good, it's only because we have managed to control and transcend our innate happiness and vitality. Becoming happy about people behavior. Mô tả chỉ mô tả không? Tôi chỉ này chỉ mô tả, chả nói cái quan điểm gì. Cái sát qua thì tốt, sát tốt hơn. Cái kệ đó không, tôi là một thằng mắc lỗi fallacy, tôi sẽ không được nói là lỗi fallacy, nhà tôi sẽ tiếp tục cứu cả. Thế nên cái tôi không là ông đấy tên là Hippocrates, nhưng mà bằng cái nào đấy nếu ông đây lôi cái tên ông đấy là Hippocrates rồi gọi cái đấy là đạo giả của mặt tôi một tay phết. Okay. Please help you rectify. Okay. Okay.
Generic technology. So I start by Okay. What does the White House get about President Iran in the book? It is public of like that. According to some estimates, 50,000 years ago, population of Europe and the population over was half humans at the time were hunter-gatherers. People who lived by hunting wild animals, collecting wild. With such small population that it seems unlikely prehistoric hunter-gatherers to compete against each other for resources or any need to develop good. Hết rồi.
Xem video không gián đoạn với YouTube Premium và đắm chìm.
Unlikely. Không có tiếp ưu tiên. Rồi bài này
unlikely có nghĩa là phải có tơ là most estimated. Trời ơi, đây. Mối quan trọng nhất vào là tiền sử công ty giải rác để theo ngôi chỉ là 2 không bắt phá được số lượng mật độ nhân sĩ như thế thì không có như là nhóm không bắt thái diện tiền sử sẽ phải đấm nhau. Move across continent kéo lên qua. B không đề cập. Estimate có nhưng chả nói đúng sai. Thì that one Conan would Gustav không phải Knopf không đó là Knopf một chữ Knopf tôi đoán thế nó giống như kiểu cờ nai hay là cờ nai. Work as a support for idea that you think what the fuck anh ai đó avatar như Facebook tôi vậy. Bắt đầu tao tưởng đấy ạc luôn của mày đấy, xong là nghĩ lại thì chắc là mày không phải là Đức nữa đâu, nên là tôi than mày cực luôn đúng không? Tôi không phải là journal duy nhất, chắc chắn rồi, mày không phải là journal duy nhất đâu. có những bằng chứng để hỗ trợ ý tưởng này từ những nhóm phân tích khái niệm truyền thống, người sống như kiểu cách, ok, tức là họ nhìn vào những người dùng instead of cái gì đấy, it was freaking legal. Đó không, tao không freaky gì không? Freaky thấy tao chỉ muốn freaky thôi, kiểu tao không freaky mà tao chỉ freaky. Uh-huh. Reason, tức là ông ấy nói về là cái gì này nó cổ, nhưng ý ông này là cái chỉ này nó không cổ đâu, kiểu hôi cổ thì làm gì, thật cổ thì làm gì đã có ấy làm gì thế này. Đúng đấy đi, bao giờ có đủ tiền tông mới nhớ thôi không. Only people affiliated only assassinate ý idea này cơ mà. VL tôi còn đéo có tiền mà ăn, nhịn đói ấy, nhịn đói tiết kiệm tiền để donate cho tao phải được, đúng không? Đấy là cách giải quyết hay nhất rồi, nó hay thật đấy. Okay, sensitivity a higher level of egalitarianism. Fucking Christ, tôi không biết từ này gì. Extreme political and sexual egalitarianism. Okay. In this culture, distributing resources fairly among is a moral obligation. What? Thật đấy, thực sự là bạn nên đi ăn sáng để mà cho tiêu tiền đấy. Thật. Society what? I mean, listen. Basis. Okay. The không, so just whereby value for one person. That's one thing. Recording whereby that's something hey storming now and upon this of marriage
Không mở nào. Hiện tại
Tôi luôn tự hỏi, vượt trội trong
autonomy choice. Some anthropology is thinking about the point that number the outside the number of society is just count because until a few thousand years ago was a point okay. Population growth không, nó chả nói gì.
Chả nói đến cái thời điểm mà nó giảm dân số
Mà cũng không nói gì đúng sai. Shut the fuck up. We have assume that racism will forever have this right to fly everything. That will have a little benefit in okay happen a little benefit. Nó mới sẽ hợp lý quá. Peaceful international way. Peaceful. Có cái gì vai trò nó còn hợp lý hơn. Sau đó để mà coi những tính chất như kiểu là hợp tác với và hòa bình, như là cái tính cách trời sinh con người. Ok, còn người ta này nó dễ. Đúng rồi, thế giới chứ.
machine. I know you're here. I can smell the insolent stench of your blood-stained hands.
What?
I await you down below.
Nào,
Come to me.
người ta không tôi rồi. Bạn câu nhớ rồi. Nộp mẹ, tôi ghét thế giới thế vậy. 36 ơi Thanh Hóa. Cái
All gone, with gluttony soon to follow.
refer to alter the location of the
hatred. Machine,
one of the main changing the time.
break you apart, splay the
Yeah.
core of your profane form across the stars. I will grind you down until the very sparks cry for mercy. My hands shall relish, ending you here and now. Come get some blood.
Đéo nói con nhạt thừa resources
I've never had a fight like this before.
sang phu của nó kéo dân số ít. Đúng rồi. Ok được. Nhầm tí. Nhầm. Đây là một kiểu con đường hơi.
I've only known the taste of victory. This taste is this my blood? I've never known such relief.
Không. Tôi.
Show me what you were made for. Is this what I lost to?
Cái này không phải.
Twice beat by an object. Twice.
Đây tôi sẽ để tab bên này. Ta sống được rồi. Ok. No, yes, NG, no. Cam rồi chính xác.
What is this feeling?
Câu này sai phút này. Câu bảy rồi, câu bảy rồi.
A fight worthy
À,
of
lơ rồi
God's
bây giờ.
will.
Tao không kêu. Ơi,
You're getting rusty, machine.
ba. Four. Technology.
You need more power. Come on, machine. Fight me like an animal.
Nhớ tôi không biết tôi đang hy vọng gì ở cái bài như này. But tôi cho nó 29.
We will meet again.
Đó.
May your woes be many, and your days few.
Ok. Forgive. Tôi tha thứ á. Rồi lượng thứ nữa. Why do? Wasn't really a solo as tại sao người trong quá khứ không tàn bạo chúng ta nghĩ thế tại sao bây giờ mọi người lại ác? Ý là kiểu tại sao bây giờ mọi người lại ác từ hồi trước thì không? Ý nó không phải là bây giờ ác hơn hồi trước. Thôi được scam. Biết. Rồi phải chịu rồi. Bắt biết. Bà nào thôi rồi. Wait, nói thật không? Refer to the timing. Ok. Trừ câu hỏi sai ngu ra thì mấy câu lại sai ngu hết. It's fine. It's fine. 36 thanh hóa cùng số trạng. Mình sẽ actually cái mic của cái bản này tốt đấy. Come on, có biết không? Tôi sẽ coi như vậy. Thật là mệt mỏi. Nhưng mà không sao. Đây là lần cuối chúng ta bên nhau rồi. Còn gì không?
Hello, Charlotte. I'm Caden, one of the supervisors. Welcome to the team.
Hi, Aiden.
It's Caden.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't worry. People often get my name wrong. They never know how to spell it. It's Kaeden, in case you ever need to write it.
I'll try and remember.
So, there are a few practical things you need to sort out this morning. Then I'll show you what you're going to do today.
The email I received said to go to the front desk to show my letter of appointment and pick up my badge.
You'll need that for the staff room and other areas of the supermarket where shoppers aren't allowed. So, after you've finished at the front desk, I'll take you to the staff room. Put your coat and rucksack in one of the lockers there. Take whichever one is free.
Will I have a key?
Yes, try not to lose it. At the end of the day, leave it in the door for the next person to use.
Will do.
You also need to go to the HR department to see Tiffany. She's really helpful.
I was told to bring my passport with me. HR need to take a note of the number in it.
That's right. Or you can show your ID card.
I don't have one of those.
Okay. Tiffany will give you a uniform. They have lots in different sizes, so you just tell her what you need. I won't come with you to HR. I've got to go and sort something else out. Problem with a bread slicer.
Is the HR office near the staff room?
The staff room's on the first floor, and HR are a couple of floors above that, on the third floor. There's a staircase outside the staff room.
Okay.
When you're finished with HR, come and find me in the bakery section of the shop.
I'm looking forward to getting started.
I'll just give you my phone number in case you can't find me.
Okay.
Have you got your phone there?
Yes. Okay. Ready?
It's 0412 66 5903.
Okay. Done.
Before you hear the rest of the
So, Charlotte, your tasks today are in the bakery section, on the sushi counter, and on the meat and fish counters. The first job is to check sell-by dates on the bread and cakes. If any of the dates are to date, put a new price label on the packaging.
What if any of the labels are yesterday's dates or older? Do I throw those items away?
Yes, but that shouldn't happen. We check the stock every day. When something needs a new price label, put a yellow one on the package next to the original price.
Okay.
After that, you'll go to the sushi takeaway counter.
Will I be preparing boxes of food?
For today, you'll just be helping the staff.
Yes, of course.
You'll see lots of flat cardboard boxes at one end of the counter. Beneath those is where we keep the plastic boxes. We run out of those really quickly, so you should bring more from the storeroom.
Is that my only task on the sushi counter?
No, you also need to clean the area where they prepare the dishes. There are cloths and bottles of spray by the sink. Oh, and please make sure you clean that too.
Sure. That's important, isn't it?
Absolutely, but you mustn't wash up knives. You have to do some training before you're allowed to touch sharp objects.
What should I do if there are any?
Ask someone to put them in the dishwasher.
Okay, thanks. I don't want to get anything wrong.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. And I'll be around to help.
Right.
Finally, the meat and fish counters. You need to clean the area where staff serve customers, including wiping the weighing scales.
Okay. Anything else?
The fish is laid on ice, but when that starts to melt, you'll need to get more from the cold room.
I know the staff on the food counters wear a hat. Will that be the same for me?
You won't be serving customers directly, so no. But make sure you put on thermal gloves when you take anything out of the cold room. The temperature's low enough in there to get frostbite from touching things.
Understood.
My name's Liz Fuller, and I'm a running coach.
Part 2. You will hear a podcast by a running coach giving advice about taking up running and giving information about her club. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14.
Let's see.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
My name's Liz Fuller, and I'm a running coach with Compton Park Runners Club. Welcome to my
Compton.
podcast. If you're thinking about taking up running, I'm here to help. There are many training programs available online, which aim to help people build up to running 5 kilometers. Some of them are great, and thousands of people of all ages are taking part in 5-kilometer races across the country as a result. People like them because they're easy to follow and don't push them too hard. However, they don't work for everyone, especially if you suffer from something like a heart condition or asthma, because they're aimed at people with average fitness and running ability. Another thing is that everyone is different, and if you have any specific questions related to your needs, there's no one to provide any answers. I have a couple of simple tips I always give to new runners. I expect you've been told to run very slowly until your fitness increases. Well, I find that can prevent progress. You should run at a speed that feels comfortable, but time yourself and try to run a bit faster each time. Listening to music can be very helpful. It takes your mind off things and helps your body get into a rhythm. I'd say that is better than running with a friend, especially as most people are competitive, and that's not what you want when you're just starting. I don't think the time of day is especially important. Some people are better in the evening, while others are morning people. But you need to be consistent, so aim to train regularly. Twice a week is enough to begin with.
Before you hear the rest of the podcast, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
New members often say to me that they've been put off running either because they lack confidence, or they don't have time, or they think they dislike running. Kerry, for example, joined the club 2 years ago at the age of 40. She'd always enjoyed running at school, but wasn't sure if she'd be able to do it. She was worried about being left behind and being the slowest runner. But she says she was made to feel so welcome, she soon forgot all about that. James had always hated the idea of running, but a friend encouraged him to come along for a taster session, and he hasn't looked back. He never misses a training session, despite having a really demanding job. Leo was worried about having to commit himself to training sessions every week and wasn't sure he'd be able to fit training into his busy schedule. But after experiencing a lot of stress at work, he came along to us and gave it a go. Now he says he feels much more relaxed and he looks forward to his weekly run. Mark is quite typical of our new members. He's never considered himself to be a sporty person, and it was only when he retired that he decided to take up the challenge of trying to run 5 kilometres. It took him months to find the courage to contact us, but felt reassured immediately, as there were other people his age who were only just taking up running for the first time. My own journey hasn't been easy. I did my first marathon when I was 37, after having had 2 kids. My husband had been running marathons for years, but I never dreamed I'd be doing one with him. I managed to complete it in 4 hours, but I felt like giving up halfway through. It was only the support of the spectators that kept me going. I do think signing up for a race of whatever length is motivating, whether it's 5K or 25K, because it's good to have something to work towards, and it gives you a sense of achievement. I did my first 10K after only 6 months, which was certainly very challenging and not something I'd necessarily recommend. But after you've been training for a few weeks, it's worth putting your name down for a 5K. Some people find they only need a few practice runs before taking part in a race, but I'd give yourself a couple of months at least. Well, I hope that's given you a really good idea of what...
That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to part 2.
Tôi không nói là tôi vừa phải kiểu chỉnh điều hòa lạnh hơn đâu. Fucking Christ, cái điều hòa quá nóng. Ý là 27 độ thì nóng thật, và kiểu tôi còn ngồi khá xa điều hòa ấy. Nếu mà tôi ngồi trực tiếp ấy, kiểu ngay gần điều hòa luôn thì it's fine, nó không vấn đề gì hết mà well, nó thực sự có vấn đề thì nó bạn thực sự phải 27 độ. Ra ngoài trời không nóng lắm đâu nhưng mà tôi không bật quạt. Yeah, bởi vì là cái mic nó sẽ rất là ổn, nhưng mà dù tôi biết bây giờ là cái mic của tôi nó ổn sẵn rồi ấy. Nhưng mà ổn hơn nữa thì không ổn tí nào.
Part 3. You will hear two students called Jane
Marco Meatball là ai vậy? Cái gì đấy mà hát opera xong rồi Genshin à? Hình như là thế. Và wow, ông này bị bọn Chu tấn công. That's right. Okay. Just a holy fool. It's so cool, but Hà Lan cấm học sinh sử dụng điện thoại ở trường học. And no way bro, my dude ngạn.
and Kieran talking about books. First,
Okay.
you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
So, Jane, you'll be off to Denmark soon to do your work placement.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. And I've just started packing up all my books to put in storage.
Well, I hope they don't get spoilt.
It's okay. My grandfather works in a bookshop, and he told me how to pack them.
Oh, that's helpful.
He says you have to support the spine, otherwise the paper can come away from the cover.
Yeah, that's obvious.
He also told me to pack them flat in the box, not on their side. Again, because they can bend, and if you leave them like that for, say, a year, it's quite hard to get them back to their normal shape.
Well, it's pretty clear that ruins them. But a lot of people just can't be bothered to protect their books.
He always says it's such a shame that publishers don't use better quality paper.
It's the acid in the paper that causes the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why old books go yellow. You know, some of the books my grandfather's given me are like that already.
Oh.
I should dump them really if they're going to deteriorate further, but I'd feel bad. They'll always remind me of him. He's quite a collector, you know.
Well, if they're important to you.
Yeah, I'd regret just throwing them away.
You know, maybe it's because I was taught to treasure books, but I hate seeing students force open the pages of paperbacks. They press so hard they end up breaking the spine.
I know. But unfortunately, paperbacks aren't designed to last a long time, and people know that. Hardbacks aren't quite as weak.
Yeah, they're different, I suppose. But I still don't think people value hardbacks like they used to.
Well, they aren't decorative, are they, like other objects? Plus, nowadays, people don't keep them out on shelves as much as they used to.
That's such a pity. When I visit someone, if they have, say, a colourful book on a table, it's the first thing I'm drawn to.
I agree. And book covers can be a work of art in themselves. Some are really eye-catching.
I've always been taught to handle books carefully. If you watch someone take a book off a shelf, well, they usually do it wrong.
Ah, my grandfather says you should put your hand right over the top of the book. Or, if you can't do that, pull the other books on the shelf aside so that you can hold the whole cover.
When did you learn all this?
He watched me pull a heavy book off the shelf when I was small, and it fell on the floor and broke apart.
Oh dear.
Oh, I can still remember it.
You know what I really like?
What?
The smell of new books.
Me too.
My parents used to laugh at me when I was a kid because I loved putting books up to my nose, almost as much as reading them.
New books aren't cheap though, are they?
I guess we're lucky we can buy them.
My grandfather stocks second-hand books as well as new ones, and they don't smell quite as good.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
I'd love to have a bookshop like your grandfather. What's it like?
Well, it's quite big. It's got 2 floors and an attic, and he stocks all kinds of books, really.
I guess he treasures things like first editions and other rare books.
Yeah, you might think he'd keep those in the attic or somewhere.
So they'd be hidden.
Yeah, but he likes people to know that he has them. So he puts them out in the shop, but makes sure you need a ladder to get them.
Right, that would prevent any thefts.
Uh-huh.
Does he stock books for children?
He does. He particularly likes to encourage kids to read. He always says that he used to sit under the stairs as a child with a pile of books and read them all.
Is that where he keeps them then?
Not exactly. He's got a dedicated area on the ground floor with cushions, so that parents can enter with their toddlers, go there and spend some time reading to them.
Oh, cool.
And then there's a place for pushchairs by the front door, and a cafe if anyone needs refreshments.
That's good to know.
As I said, it's a big shop, and there's a storage area out the back as well.
Oh, what does he keep there? Books he wants to throw away?
He hardly ever throws anything away. He just leaves unwanted books by the front door for customers to take.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah. And books people or institutions have requested, they all go at the far end.
Oh,
He thinks it's best to keep these out of the main shopping area as they're boxed and new.
did you get your course books from him?
Naturally. He stocks books for a lot of the colleges. He used to keep these books on the first floor, but now there's a new university in my hometown. He's moved them downstairs to attract the students. They're actually part of the coffee shop, on low shelves all around it.
Pretty central then. You'll have to take me there sometime.
That is the end of part 3.
Oh, fuck
You
that
now
with
have 30
Really? He stocks books for a lot of the colleges. He used to keep these books on the first floor, but now there's a new university in my hometown. He's moved them downstairs to attract the students. They're actually part of the coffee shop, on low shelves all around it.
Pretty central then. You'll have to take me there sometime.
Yes, I know.
That is the end.
Tree planting now dominates political and popular agendas and is often presented as an easy answer to the climate crisis, as well as a way for business corporations to offset their carbon emissions. But unfortunately, tree planting isn't as straightforward as some people think. When the wrong trees are planted in the wrong place, it can do considerably more damage than good, failing to help either people or the environment. Reforestation projects are currently being undertaken on a huge scale in many countries, and it's crucial that the right trees are selected. A mix of species should always be planted, typical of the local natural forest ecosystem and including rare and endangered species, in order to create a rich ecosystem. It's important to avoid non-native species that could become invasive. Invasive species are a significant contributor to the current global biodiversity crisis and are often in competition with native species and may threaten their long-term survival. Restoring biodiversity that will maximize carbon capture is key when reforesting an area, but ideally, any reforestation project should have several goals. These could include selecting trees that can contribute to wildlife conservation, improve the availability of food for the local community, and maintain the stability of soil systems. Meeting as many of these goals as possible, whilst doing no harm to local communities, native ecosystems, and vulnerable species, is the sign of a highly successful tree planting scheme. To ensure the survival and resilience of a planted forest, it's vital to use tree seeds with appropriate levels of genetic diversity, the amount of genetic variation found within a species essential for their survival. Using seeds with low genetic diversity generally lowers the resilience of restored forests, which can make them vulnerable to disease and unable to adapt to climate change. Choosing the right location for reforestation projects is as important as choosing the right trees. Ultimately, the best area for planting trees would be informally forested areas that are in poor condition. It's better to avoid non-forested landscapes, such as natural grasslands, savannas or wetlands, as these ecosystems already contribute greatly to capturing carbon. It would also be advantageous to choose an area where trees could provide other benefits, such as recreational spaces. Reforesting areas which are currently exploited for agriculture should be avoided, as this often leads to other areas being deforested. Large-scale reforestation projects require careful planning. Making the right decisions about where to plant trees depends on having the right information. Having detailed and up-to-date maps identifying high-priority areas for intervention is essential. Drone technology is a useful tool in helping to prioritize and monitor areas of degraded forest for restoration. In Brazil, it's being used to identify and quantify how parts of the Amazon are being devastated by human activities, such as rearing cattle and illegal logging. A good example of where the right trees were picked to achieve a restored forest is in Lampang province in northern Thailand. A previously forested site, which had been degraded through mining, was reforested by a cement company, together with Chiang Mai University. After spreading 60 centimetres of topsoil, they planted 14 different native tree species, which included several species of fig. Figs are a keystone species because of the critical role they play in maintaining wildlife populations. They are central to tropical reforestation projects as they accelerate the speed of the recovery process by attracting animals and birds which act as natural seed dispersers. This helps to promote diversity through the healthy regrowth of a wide range of plant species. Unlike the majority of fruit trees, Figs bear fruit all year round, providing a reliable food source for many species. At this site, for example, after only 3 rainy seasons, monkeys started visiting to eat the fig fruits, naturally dispersing seeds through defecation. Reforestation projects should always aim to make sure that local communities are consulted and involved in the decision-making process. The restoration of mangrove forests in Madagascar is an example of a project which has succeeded in creating real benefits for the community. Destruction of the mangrove forests had a terrible impact on plant and animal life, and also badly affected the fishing industry, which was a major source of employment for local people living in coastal areas. The reforestation project involved hiring local people to plant and care for the new mangrove trees. Millions of mangrove trees have now been planted, which has resulted in the return of a healthy aquatic ecosystem. The mangroves also act as a defence against the increased threat of flooding caused by climate change. What's more, the local economy is more stable, and thousands more Madagascans are now able to send their children to school. One other important point to consider.
That is the end of part 4. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to part 4.
Oh,